back. I'm John Crawford. Welcome back to the John Crawford School of Music. All right, I've grabbed my electric guitar and we're going to be doing a little tutorial on Quarterflash's Take Me to Hart, which is an old favorite of mine. That one was requested by the Tiger's Dollhouse, so a little shout out to the Tiger's Dollhouse. Alrighty, this one can be played on the electric, but also can be played on the acoustic. We're going to talk a little bit about how I dialed it in, and if you're going to be playing it on electric, first of all, you're going to want a clean channel, and I like a little bit of echo on there. I don't want reverb, but I want just a little bit of echo, and I like it in the mid-range. I don't want it all trebly, but I don't want it too bassy either. So I've got it down on the treble pickup on my Gibson SG on the down position, and I've got it somewhere right in the middle so that I can get kind of just right in the middle range. I don't want it too trebly or too bassy. Okay, so now we've talked about how to dial it in. If you're playing it on an acoustic, of course that doesn't matter, but that's just kind of how I dialed it in. So what we're going to talk about first is the chords. This isn't a really lead heavy tune. It's got mostly chords and it's got this one cool little riff. So we're just going to jump right into it. Okay, so what I like to do when I'm doing like this is like the main riff of the song. Okay, so what you've got, and then you've got this. We'll cover all of that. So it starts with a G chord, but I don't like to use the entire G chord for this. Okay, so I just like to take it right in here in the bottom three strings, making a G chord, but hitting just the bottom three and kind of palm muting. So basically what you're doing is the third fret of E, the second fret of A, ring finger, middle finger like that, and just a little palm mute. If you're not familiar with palm muting, what you're going to do is you're going to take the meat of your hand, your right hand, and you're going to place it right near the bridge, very, very gently. You don't want to press down. You want to just lay it very gently so that you get just a very light percussive sound like that. There are a lot of videos on YouTube on the topic of palm muting. It's just a very light mute on the strings. So what I'm doing is with a light palm mute, with that G formation right there, just right here in these first three strings, 1 and 2 and 3, to your bar chord B minor, and then to an A major chord. And then, so now let's go to the bar chord B minor and talk about some options for B minor, because some people are really frustrated with B minor. Okay. That is a B minor chord in its full bar chord form. You're going to bar the second fret of everything except for the E string, and then you're going to use your pinky, your ring, and your middle fingers. Your pinky is going to be on the G string on your 4th fret. Your ring finger is going to be on the 4th fret of your D string. Your middle finger is going to be on the 3rd fret of your B string, and you're going to bar the entire rest of the guitar like that to make a very nice B minor chord. It gives you all of that bass. So, I'm going to go 1 and 2 and 3 to your B minor chord on that 4th beat. Let me do that again. 1 and 2 and 3 and you're going to want to practice that transition going from that G form. You can make the full G if you want to. I just like to keep it down here to your B minor bar, and then to an A, the garden variety A major chord. There's a lot of videos on YouTube about how to do that. If you're having trouble, basically it's your ring finger on the B string 2nd fret, middle finger on the G string 2nd fret, index finger on the D string 2nd fret. And if you do it like that, then the pinky is open and then you get the riff. And we'll talk about that in just a minute. So we're going to go back. G and 2 and 3, B minor to A. That is the main riff in your intro and in your verses. You know where she goes, "You won't forget my eyes." That part right there. I love that song. So then after that you add the, and you're gonna want that riff. Everybody wants that when we're playing that song because that is a really signature riff to the song. So let's talk about that little fill-in riff on the A chord. What we're gonna do is we're gonna make an A chord just like we discussed before. Second fret of B, second fret of G, second fret of D with your ring, middle, and index fingers respectively. Then you're going to take your pinky while the A chord is still being made and put it on the third fret of B. So it's like this. That's going to be the note that you're going to hear, third fret of B. And you're going to leave it there. The other two notes are still there. So what you're going to do is you're going to put your pinky on the third fret of B, and as you strike it, you're going to pick that pinky up into what we call a pull-off. So on an electric guitar, it's very easy to get that. You're going to find that that's a little bit more challenging on an acoustic guitar. We've got a lot of sustain on this guitar. Once we pull off, so what I want you to do is practice pulling off from the third fret of B to the second fret by picking up the pinky and striking the pick. Like that. If you need some help with pulling off, that's what the technique is called. It's called pulling off. Or just look up pull-offs. Then, after you pull off from your third fret of B to your second fret of B with these two fingers, pinky pulling off to your ring finger, then take your pick and strike your G string. Like that. So the riff sounds like this, done very slowly. And just do that over and over again, very slowly. And it's a very pretty little gentle riff. You don't want to play this like super loud or anything. It's just sort of an incidental little riff that you do off of your A major chord. Then back to this again. So that's that main thing that you're going to find in the verses and in the intro. You won't forget my eyes. Deep inside you realize. And on like that. So then we get all the way through that part of the verse, and then we go into the kind of like leading into the pre-chorus. So I'm going to play all the way up to that point, and we'll talk about what happens. That's a B flat chord right there. And then we go into the there you are. Suddenly you feel me. Like that. B minor. A. 2, 3, 4. The guitar player isn't strumming very heavily here. Now if you're just playing by yourself, you might want to add a strum. And then no chord right there. But if you want to play a chord, it's just an A. So I'm going to go back through that. B minor, there you are, in your car. Suddenly you feel me. Do you want me? Do you want me? Do you want me? Oh, take me to heart. So B minor, we'll go. Now let me go back and slow down and pick this back up. So we've gone all the way through the chorus, and now we're getting ready to do that little pre-chorus. So it's G, B minor, A, B flat. Let's talk about how to play a B flat chord for a second. B flat, there's a couple of ways to do it. The first way is a full bar chord with your pinky ring and middle fingers on the 3rd fret of B, G, and D, and barring the 1st fret with the rest of it like this. Or the other way to do it is to not bar with the index finger, but cover the 1st fret of E like this. It's a little easier, and you get a full chord that way. But the other way to do it is just to cover the B, G, and D strings with the pinky, ring, and middle without barring or placing your finger down on the E string. But you have to be sure, if you're going to do that, that's kind of a cheat. And if you do that, you want to make sure you're only playing those D, G, and B strings like that. So it's A, B, and sometimes I do that. A, B flat, and then from there you're going to your B minor, and then A, G. So I don't remember all the words correctly, but it's something like this. There you are in your car, suddenly you feel me. Now, doesn't play any chord there, but if you really wanted to, you could play an A. Do you want me? Do you want me? Do you want me? Do you want me? Oh, take me hard. B minor. Now we're going into the chorus, which is B minor, G. Take me to heart, like that. Take me, that's a B minor to heart on the G. Take me to heart, don't you know the miracle? Don't you know the A, the miracle? Take me to heart, you're gonna be mine. So it's B minor, G, G, A, B minor, G, G, A, B minor, G, G, A, like that. That's your chorus, and then it goes back to your next verse. Back and run that process again for your second verse. Now, then we get into the, after the second chorus, there is kind of a bridge leading into your solo, which is just another verse. After that solo, it just ends the song in choruses. So, basically, after the chorus, after the second chorus, take me to heart, promise you a miracle. Take me to heart, what more can I say? Take me to heart, surrender, just emotion away. Now, here's that bridge. G, riff again. G, A, G, A. Then your B minor. And then G, A. Okay, so. And then your solo, the saxophone solo, which is just another verse. Just the chorus again. B minor, G, A. The song just goes out on choruses. B minor, G, A. B minor, G, A. B minor, G, A. B minor, G, and it just kind of fades out like that. Okay, guys, That's actually a pretty quick little tune. That should be a lot of fun for you. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave them in the comment section below. Thanks again to the Tiger's Dollhouse for suggesting that one. That's one of my favorite old songs. A couple of things I want to cover before we close it out today. I want to remind everybody to please go and check out the playlist on my channel called Sung by Paula. That's stuff that my wife and I recorded. We'd like for y'all to just give some of that stuff a listen. We'd appreciate it. If you can't find the playlist, then you can see the songs are all labeled that way. They're just a bunch of covers that she and I have recorded, and we'd really appreciate it. Also, if you would like more information about how you can get online lessons with me, please note my email address in the description. I will leave that down there. I'll also leave it in the tag so you can find me and talk to me about doing lessons over video chat. If you want some help with some stuff, let me know and we'll talk about that. Alright guys, thank you for watching. I appreciate it. I hope you found this helpful. Please remember, you can play this on an acoustic or an electric guitar. It's just a lot of fun to play. Alright, for now that'll be it. We'll talk to you guys later on. I'm John Crawford. Peace, God bless, and we'll talk to you later.